Hello and welcome everyone to my channel Code with Ease. As part of the recursion primary series, today we are going to solve how to reverse a string and a number. So we have taken the string called hello and we have taken another integer. Now we need to reverse the string and the number. So first we are going to solve how to reverse a string and then we are going to come back to number. So we have taken the string hello and we have taken this integer. Now we have to reverse the string and the integer. So if we have to reverse the string hello, the output should be OLLEH, right? This is what we need in the output, and the reverse of this number would be 654321. So these are the things that we require. First, let's see how do we reverse a string. If this is the string given and we have to generate the string in reverse, what is the first character that we have to print? We have to print the last character followed by the second last character and so on. Okay. So as we have discussed in our earlier videos also, we have to think of a base case. There are two parts. One is the base case and second would be the main body. In this case, what is going to be our base condition? So the base condition is nothing but the moment we have to stop the recursion. Before arriving at the base case, which will be a little difficult to do that initially, let's think what logic we can put in the main logic, in the main body. So first of all, we have to see what is the requirement. The requirement is to reverse the string. In order to reverse the string, what we have to do first? We have to start printing the characters from last to first. Means we have to print the O character first, then followed by L, L, E, H. Which means somehow we have to do a backward traversal. Okay, now keeping everything else aside, if we have to print O, the last character of a string, what do we have to do? Simply have to do AB, the string, dot caret of the last index. What is going to be in the last index? AB dot length minus 1. That is my last index. So the smallest subproblem that we have to solve right now is to print the last character. What is the last character? AB dot caret of whatever the index is. Let's say I want to print this. If I have to print it, I can use system.out.println. So I will just write system.out.print. I won't write ln because I don't want the string, the character to be printed in different lines. So I want it to be printed in single line. So I will be using system.out.print. So this is solving the smallest subproblem that we have at hand, that is printing the last character. Now, okay, fine, we have printed O. Now what about rest? After that, we have to print the rest of the characters. So every time if we want to print out the last character, which means we have to try to trim the string. If we have already printed O, it is of no use to us. We have to trim it by removing the last character. So if we have to do that, then our new string that has to be passed in as part of this method should have HELL instead of having HELLO. So this is where our recursion calls are going to begin. So what we are going to say? We are going to say that we'll call this method reverse string, but this time we are not going to call just with AB, but we are going to call a trimmed version of AB. So when we are trying to do a trimming, means we are trying to get a substring out of it. We want to pass a substring. This substring method takes in two parameters. We need to give two parameters because we want to stop at certain position. So we'll start from 0 always, but we don't want the last character. If we see the substring method, it says that the begin index is inclusive, but the end index is exclusive. So if I don't want to keep this last character, I can just put the end index as the last character. So how do we do that? Same thing. AB dot length minus 1. AB dot length minus 1 is nothing but the last character's index every time. So we are doing a substring of that and we are passing it. So our new parameter, in this reverse string function, the new parameter will be HELL. So we are going to call this. So now it will be called, and again some base case, whatever it is, it will happen, and it will print AB dot caret of this AB dot length minus 1, means out of HELL it is now going to print L, and so on. Now we have to come to the base case. At what point we want it to stop? If we notice, we're trying to trim the string in every recursive call. So first it was hello, then it was HELL, then it will be HEL, it will be HE, it will be H, and finally the string will be empty. If the string is empty, which means we have printed all the characters and we should stop. That is the potential base case for us. So we can say AB dot, if it is empty, okay, then we have to stop the recursion. Since the return type is void, so we'll just say return. And the printing part, we are anyway taking care of it in the main body. So let's try to test this out. I'll just comment this reverse number first. Yeah, so we have got the string in reverse. Try to give maybe a version. So see, we have got the string in reverse. So that is about the recursive way of dealing with how to reverse a string. Now with this, we have completed the reverse string part. Now we have to see how do we reverse a number. The logic will essentially be the same, but not exactly the same because string has characters and the methods in strings are different than what we have to deal with in case of integers. So we'll see how do we deal with this. The way basically what the difference in this two will be, the way to trim the string and the way to trim a number is a bit tricky. Once we are able to trim it, the essential logic is the same. Trim it, print the last character. That logic is common between both. But the way to trim a string and the way to trim a number is different. So let's see that. So I'll just write the base case thing, which we don't know yet. Let's focus on the main body. When we are focusing on the main body, let's try to solve the smallest subproblem. In this case also, if we have this integer number, what is going to be the first digit that we have to print? Obviously the last digit, which is 6, followed by 5, 4, and so on. So if I have to just print the last digit, what I have to do? So earlier in the reverse string, we were dealing with the last character. Now in this case, we are dealing with the last digit. So we have to print 6, which is the last digit. So what we have to do in that? Okay, forget about this number. Let's say I have this number 1, 2, 3. If I have to print 3, what do we have to do it? Let's say I divide 1, 2, 3 by 10. If I divide 1, 2, 3 by 10, we'll get the quotient equal to 12. What about if we try to do a modulus on this mod 10, this number mod 10? We are going to get the remainder. If 10 is giving the quotient 12, means we have already got 120, the remainder will be 3. So anything when we are doing the mod, we know mod operation gives us the remainder. So when we are trying to do a mod using this, when we are doing a mod operation using 10, we are getting 3, which is the remainder. And once we get that, that number is actually the last digit of a given number. So we are going to use this logic in trying to print the last character or the last digit. So what we will do is we'll use system.out.print. Again print because we want to print it in single line itself, and we'll just say a mod 10 because we are printing the last digit. So this is the smallest subproblem that we are solving. First thing first, we want to print the last digit. I have printed the last digit. Now 6, the last digit, is of no use to me. I want to trim the number. What we have seen in case of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 divided by 10 gave us 12, means it has trimmed the last digit 3. So similarly, we have to call this method reverse number. But in this case, we are going to trim the integer. So how can we trim the integer? Simply by doing a divided by 10. So now our area of focus is reduced to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once this is happening, now it will come to the base case. So this keeps on happening. So the area of focus is keeping on reducing until we reach to a position when I have a, this int a equal to 1. But I don't want to ignore 1. I want to print 1 also. So I'll print 1. Now if I print 1, let's say I'm here, I print 1, then 1 divided by 10 is what? 0. It is a division operation. It's not a decimal thing that we are considering. 1 divided by 10 is 0. So when it is 0 means till 1 we have printed everything. We don't want anything else to be printed. So that is when our base case should be hit. So I can say if a is equal to 0, return. I'm done with this printing. I don't need anything else. Please return and end the recursion. That should be it. So what we did, smallest subproblem we solved by printing the last digit. Then we have tried to reduce the scope by dividing it by 10. And finally, we did a equal to 0 as the base case and we have terminated the recursion. Now let's try to test this. See, so the number is in reverse and try to give some other number 7, 4, 2, 9, 8. 89247. So in this way, we have to write the recursion logic to reverse a string and to reverse a number. And we can see in how less number of codes we are able to achieve this. So hope you guys have liked this video, and if you have, please don't forget to hit the like button and Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon for receiving the notifications. Thank you so much for watching this video.